Once upon a time, high above the fluffiest clouds, higher than even the aeroplanes could see, there lay a secret and magical place called the Cloud Kingdom. In this kingdom, the ground was made of soft pink candyfloss, the rivers flowed with warm milk, and instead of leaves, the trees grew soft, squishy pillows on their branches. The most important resident of the Cloud Kingdom was a tiny fairy named Skye. Skye was no ordinary fairy. She had a very special talent, her hair. Skye's hair was multicolored, just like a rainbow. When she was happy, her hair turned bright yellow, when she was thinking, it turned deep blue, and when she was excited, it turned bubbly pink. But best of all, when it was bedtime, her hair would turn a soft, soothing lavender color. Skye had a very important job in the Cloud Kingdom, to cook up the sweetest, most beautiful dreams for all the children in the world. Preparation in the Dream Kitchen. One night, as the lights in the cities below began to twinkle and fade, Skye set to work. She entered her giant dream kitchen, which was made entirely of shimmering silver. Beside her was her best friend, Flicker. Flicker was a small, cheerful firefly whose bottom glowed like a tiny light bulb. "Come on, Flicker," said Skye, her hair turning orange with excitement. "We have a lot of work to do tonight. Millions of children are tucked up in their beds, waiting for a dream." Skye flew over to the shelves filled with large crystal jars. Inside these jars were the magical ingredients for dreams. Skye stood before a giant cauldron and began to add the ingredients. First, 3 spoonfuls of Moonbeam Sparkle, to make the dreams bright. Next, a pinch of cat's paw, to make the children feel peaceful. A drop of vanilla essence, to make the dreams sweet. And most importantly, a handful of Giggle Dust, to make the dreams fun. Skye stirred the cauldron with a huge wooden spoon. Bubble, bubble, bubble. The steam rising from the pot turned pink and purple. The whole kitchen smelled like freshly baked biscuits. A problem, Alfie can't sleep. Just then, the dream radar on the kitchen wall began to beep, 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 beep. A red light was flashing on the screen. Skye flew closer to the screen, looking worried. Her hair immediately turned dark blue. "Oh, look, Flicker," said Skye. Down in the world, in a little village called Puddlewick, a little boy named Alfie can't sleep. He is tossing and turning in his duvet and looks very sad. Flicker buzzed over to look. Indeed, Alfie had pulled his duvet over his head and was lying in his dark room with his eyes wide open. "Alfie needs a special dream," said Skye firmly. "An ordinary dream won't do. We must brew him a superhero dream, to give him courage and happiness. The special recipe and the journey." Skye got straight to work. She added extra ingredients to the cauldron. A slice of lion's roar, for bravery. 2 drops of rainbow water, for hope. And a feeling as light as a feather, called flying sensation. When the mixture was ready, Skye poured it into a small, golden bottle. "Right then, Flicker, buckle up. We are going down to earth." Skye opened her wings. They were glittery and transparent. Flicker flew ahead to light the way. Together, they glided through the clouds. Whoosh! They flew past the twinkling stars. The man in the moon gave them a wink. Below them, the world looked like a carpet woven with tiny lights. With the wind gently stroking her hair, Skye descended silently towards Alfie's village. In Alfie's bedroom, Alfie's window was slightly ajar. Skye and Flicker slipped inside without making a sound. The room was dark, but thanks to Flicker's light, they could see. Alfie was sitting up in bed, sniffling. "My favorite teddy bear, Bramble, is lost," whispered Alfie to himself. "I can't sleep without him." Skye understood immediately. Alfie wasn't scared, he was just sad because he had lost his best friend. Skye landed on the edge of Alfie's pillow. She was so light that Alfie didn't even feel her. "Don't worry, Alfie," whispered Skye, but her voice sounded just like the rustle of the wind. "I will give you a dream where you will find Bramble." Skye opened the lid of the golden bottle. Magical pink smoke drifted from the bottle and floated gently towards the tip of Alfie's nose. The smoke danced and settled on Alfie's eyelashes. Alfie yawned once, yawn. Then his eyelids grew heavy. And slowly, his head sank into the soft pillow. Alfie fell fast asleep. Alfie's dream. Now began Skye's favorite part, watching the dream. In his dream, Alfie found himself in a giant forest made of candyfloss. The trees were lollipops, and the rivers were made of chocolate. Alfie was wearing a red cape on his back. He was now Super Alfie. In the dream, a talking rabbit hopped up to him. "Hello, Super Alfie. Are you looking for the lost treasure?" "Yes," said Alfie in his dream. "I am looking for Bramble." The rabbit hopped away, saying, "Follow me." Together, they climbed over jelly baby rocks and floated on bubblegum balloons. Alfie was having so much fun in his dream that he began to smile in his sleep. Seeing Alfie smile, Skye's hair turned a bright, sunny yellow. "It's working, Flicker." At the end of the dream, the rabbit led Alfie to a big, fluffy cloud. "The treasure is here," said the rabbit. Alfie lifted the cloud, and who do you think he saw underneath? His teddy bear, Bramble. Bramble was waving at him in the dream. Alfie hugged his bear tight. He felt so happy and peaceful that all the sadness inside him floated away. Magic in the real world. As Alfie hugged his bear in the dream, he also rolled over in his real bed. His hand dropped down the side of the bed, and his fingers brushed against something soft that had fallen underneath. It was the real Bramble. Without even waking up, Alfie picked up his bear from the floor and tucked it under his chin. Now, he had his bear in his dream and in real life. Seeing this, Skye did a little somersault in the air with joy. Alfie was now in a deep, calm, and happy sleep. His breathing was rhythmic and peaceful. Hoo. Shush. Hoo. Shush. returning home. "Mission accomplished, Flicker," said Skye. "We must return home before the sun rises." They glided out of the window. The sky was slowly beginning to brighten, turning purple and pink. The birds were getting ready for their morning songs. Skye and Flicker soared back up into the sky, high above the clouds to the Cloud Kingdom. When they returned to the dream kitchen, Skye was very tired but very happy. Her hair turned a soft, pale lilac color from tiredness and peace. She lay down in her own bed, which was made of a giant rose petal. Flicker curled up inside a flower next to her head. Before closing her eyes, Skye whispered one last time to all the sleeping children in the world. "May your night be full of stars. May your dreams be sweet as jars. Let worries float away like a cloud. Skye is watching, sleeping sound." And as the rainbow-haired fairy Skye drifted off into her own beautiful dreams, all the children in the world slept soundly until morning. The end.